Hey, what's going on? Let's start off with the silver um, and the gold on a short term. See where we're headed. Um, I'm going to do a miners review, and we need to know whether or not we are going to be in a bullish trend here shortly. And it looks like we found a lower bottom. We found a lower high that will have a nice flat top break coming out of this triangle. Hopefully, we'll hit the other side, come back and retrace, hold support, and break across. Quite honestly, if it gets bullish enough, it can just whip right through. But you can see there's lots of room to go back and forth into this triangle, as I call the price pinch, as it gets closer and closer between support and resistance. And then price has to make a decision. And right here we got the higher lows carrying it across resistance. So we'll see. Right now it's coming across the 34 and the 13 right now. I suspect at the end of the night we might be back into support, as this will go creep, 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 hit, maybe even a whipsaw, maybe even break right on through. So we'll know that perfectly well in the morning. Another point we want to take attention to is that line there where we have previous lows. So resistance coming in right at this spot. I'm thinking resistance is going to be a little too tough. It's going to come back, gather its legs, but we'll see how strong it gets in the middle of the night. Gold. Came below on the 60-minute, came below the 34, and now it's coming back across, kind of like a whip. Came across, made a spike low, and now it's whipping right across. Making a higher low. Let's get back above so we can keep this even line here, right where the 34 is. We want to get right above there. And lo and behold, right there where the 34 is the previous lows. And previous lows is resistance, and there we are. We're at resistance. If we didn't have anything on the chart, you could basically find resistance at previous lows. So it's having a hard time getting into previous lows, into the next range of things. After it breaks where we're at, quite possibly it'll run into next previous lows, but those are very close by, so I think it'll just bust right through. And we got a previous high here and a previous low here, making a balance point resistance line. So that's where I anticipate gold to go. I don't know if it's gonna break out yet. That's the thing about breakouts. It has to occur before you can predict it. But watch for volume breakouts. Needs to confirm inside the pattern. Gain support, hit the other side, get a nice flat top break at 12.10 into previous lows, 12.14, got another previous lows, 12.15. Bam, bam, bam. Perfectly willing to say that we can get back into the 12.20 range. Well, we had plenty of support before. So let's get back into the pattern. Let's break inside the pattern again and carry on. So silver, again, doing a lot better. But you can also see it whipping right into the pattern previously made. Whipping right back in. So, will gold follow? Let's hope so. So I'm just going to go in and say, oh, not logged in. Still holding GPL? Let's do a market call so I don't have to worry. Should do a limit order back into support, but I'll just do a market order because I'm gonna keep on moving on. So I'm pretty confident whipping back into the previous pattern. Now we can get a few points out of this. What is that? 10 points? 11 points? No problem. I'll take that any day of the week. Alright, so gold. We breaking inside the pattern yet? No. I'll double check back. But anywho's, let's do some mining. Alright. So keep that there. There we go. I got my MedVed trader. If anyone's interested, use the link in the description. You get 1 month free. I love it, and it's very easy to use. I can trade through my broker through this platform, and there's many like it, but I've used this for years, and the only one I would say that's better is TradeStation, but a lot of times you need a lot of capital to join their club. So let's take a look at the high risers first. A lot of these I don't even know anything about, so don't scream at me because their fundamentals suck. Believe me, a lot of miners' fundamentals suck. So we're here to gamble. We're here to have fun. So trade at your own risk. It's nothing but a big giant casino nowadays. The dealer's holding all the cards. Anywho's, we got a flat top break here, right? Came up, came back in. It's consolidating for the month now. It is having a bullish Harami. And lo and behold, patterns reoccur often. So you go searching for them. And lo and behold, I have the 1 week so far at a bullish Harami. And then, so it came after that break, came up, made a double top, and did 1, 2, and it bounced right off the 8. It's closing above previous highs, which now you have support on the upside. So watch this, even a pretty much break. This is a half-day chart, by the way, a half daily chart. Monthly chart and a weekly chart. I'll change this to a daily once and often. You can see the bullish encompassing on the daily, closing over previous highs, getting over the 8, just a astounding bounce. Look for any retracements. Maybe that is the bearish retracement back into resistance, allowing it to fall over. So be careful of that, but one thing I notice is it's coming out of an oversold situation. So, maybe a little retracement, but I find it highly unlikely that it's going to go oversold again from this position. It is closing above previous highs. Anything could happen. So it's just something. It's a little rinky-dinky thing, but I'm just going over the top ones in my little list here. My watch lists. CLLXF. I owned this previously. I had to sell it because it broke down pretty drastically. I can't remember where I had it, but oh, I think I had it up here, and then I held for a little bit, and then it kind of fizzled my patience level, so I got out. Like always, I hold things too long. Don't be like me. But you can see the nice break from the intraday chart. Pretty nice. Came out from an oversold situation. Looks like a little dilution at the end of the day, as these small stocks always have something like that nefarious going on. Very noticeable. But we got an upward trend. We found a bottom, a reversal coming in. Nice gap over this resistance. And I'm going to keep this to a weekly. You can see it coming out of an oversold situation. OBV needs some help, but it's still positive. And we gapped into resistance on the weekly. So be careful of that, as this will turn around and retrace back into support. Test those support lines, find a bottom, and take that U-turn right over the top. And you got a nice line of resistance right there. You got previous lows at the gap, a previous high, and another previous high here. But I'm going to take the first 2 points coming across. That means that's a miss. That means it's double bearish. But then it retraced all the way back into resistance. So look for a retracement, test those support lines. Not much to see here. I lost my internet there for a second. Boom, boom. Yep, I did lose my internet for a second. So yeah, I hit resistance and backed off on the second half of the day. So basically hit resistance and backed off the rest of the day. Got a nice 2-bar reversal forming on the monthly. Something to watch as next month as it opens up. Or in this case, since we're halfway through the month, if this breaks previous highs, hell, I'll take a ride. Maybe I can use my revenge trade back on that one. You never know. I'm going to hit the big one. The big one's here in a second. I got a higher low on a weekly coming down from a downdraft. Price is in a pinch. Nice U-turn here. See if we can get back right across there. And you can see that nice J curve on the monthly coming in over support. Pretty nice. And the close over the intraday charts, gaining momentum. Alright, so those are just the top movers. I'm going to move to volume and check out the biggest volume and JNUG. Big hitter today. Hammer, lo and behold, opened up, screaming high. Knocking out that bottom. Look for some kind of a retracement or anything. Sometimes it needs to knock out the bottom more than once. But that's pretty definitive reversal bar last week. And I want to bring up the 60-minute chart. Just show make sure we see, oh, there it is, 60-minute chart. And look at a previous high breaking coming. I wouldn't be a bit amazed if it gapped open tomorrow. I got resistance at previous lows, right? If we break resistance line at 7, I got previous lows at 750, and then I got the range top at 850, all the way to 9 to previous highs, or previous lows. And I don't see any reason why we can't get to 9 here in the next couple. I mean, that's a 60-minute chart. I mean, how many times have we seen JNUG just blast off? And it's coming off of a double bottom on the monthly. I think we got a game on right here. Game on for JNUG. GDX. Same thing. Previous high breaks. I'm going to keep this to the 1 half-day charts. See that flat break? Can't miss it. Go into previous lows. Right, I got a previous low here and a previous high here. I got a resistance balance point coming in. What is that? 23. So pretty even dollar move on GDX. Pretty nice. Look at the discrepancy though. JNUG, I know it's part of the Nugget family, but JNUG's up 13%. These guys are up 4, 4, and 1. Pretty lame. And where's the other one at? Am I missing one? No, I got it. Never mind. Pretty lame. JNUG's the monster. JNUG's the man. I'm gonna be standing next to JNUG. Double bottom. I got previous lows. Right? I can see a next step up right here. Next to previous lows. What is that? Get me down in there. Can't see it. 9.5. No reason why we can't get up there. No reason at all. Down. GDX, same thing. Nugget, same thing. GDXJ, as we all know, we covered this earlier. Same thing. Yeah, that's a sharp double bottom there. If that turns upside, that's a sharp incline. That looks very powerful. GDXJ. Slamming damn ding dong. Look at that thing, huh? Huge bullish retracement. Came into support. Bounced. Came into support. Opposing point. Now we got a trend. Wow. Look at that. Let's break the downside trend line. Oh, come on. Move ourselves on up. I think that the flat top break is coming. A 50 break on GDXJ on all these monthly charts. Watch those flat top breaks. I think we're destined to get a flat top break out of this here sooner or later. This is going to get really bullish on us, I believe. I do believe. What is it? The 3 times bearish GDST. Let's see if we have the opposite consensus, as this is the inverse, I believe. So yeah, we got some bearishness going on here. Didn't even come up to its natural point. It's way oversold. I don't know how these derivatives survive at all. It's ridiculous. We do have a hammer down here. We need to take out that hammer so it goes on the downside, confirming on the downside. Right now we got some bearishness going on. Just an ebb and flow, so we'll keep a watch. See how hemp's doing. Hemp had that breakout, got fooled. And on the monthly, I like this chart because of the monthly. Look how tight that's going to get in there. Pretty tight. One of these days, that thing's going to roar out of there. It's really tight in there. You can see the whipsaw came back into support. Support's got to hold. If support holds, and this thing starts to turn backward or back upwards, I would take a ride. IAG. That's some volume. That's a nice monthly chart. Look for an upside break. Not ready yet. Still coming from a bottom. So far we got higher lows, but it's not doing very well. Could easily just fall over and take another leg down. And looks like the intraday's churning though. Right? We got a little intraday support. coming off an oversold situation. I got OBV popping up a little bit, but still, it looks like a little manipulation at the end of the story here. CLF. I see a churn coming. The monthly. I thought this was going to break, and it just came all the way back into support. So look for some kind of a churn, and lo and behold, we came all the way back into support. Now we got this churn coming. Takes forever, but we got higher lows. We're closing above the 8 on the intraday. We need to get above previous highs, and they love to bring this back below previous breakouts and then churn them. That's the second time I've seen this happen on CLF. And here was the other one. When it broke out, it came all the way back in. I remember I got shook out right here. I remember that clearly. The next day it jumped like, I don't know, 50%. That was a freak show. Where was it? Where was it? It was down here. So I took the... I was buying into support and it fell over, kept falling over, closing below the 8. I remember I had to sell because I got freaked out. And then what happened? It bursted out of nowhere. NGD. Still hurting on that news, I bet. Looks like it. You can see that bearish retracement got rejected, not even going into resistance. Got rejected on the shortfall, allowing it to fall even harder. Watch out below on this one. Had the bounce, got thoroughly rejected. Weekly chart. Bearish retraced into resistance, got rejected again. Bearish retrace. Bad story there. NGD is not done going down, it doesn't look like. AUI, nice hammer on the close last week. Little hammer. Look for anything on the upside. Looks like it tried to break up and it came back in one more time. Gathering its legs, keeps doing that until it's ready. Got a little churn coming on the intraday, coming off that hammer. Pretty nice. Looks like a bottom for AUI. KGC, coming into a bottom again. Seen a lot of bottom action. We had a double bottom coming. So we had a break coming into support, a false break coming back into support, making higher lows all the way up, right? Right there. So look for something on the intraday to keep building. Maybe some volume breaks, maybe a little more positive OBV. I got higher lows on the weekly. Looks like it hit resistance, came back into support. It's going to test that support. Here we are, testing that support. It's going to come right up. Churning at support. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. And the monthly's awesome. I mean, watch... Yeah, I mean, you're in support, right? So I always say buy into support. But here's the flat top break at 4. Right? Probably not perfect at 4, but it's going to be close to 4, and I'm going to say 4 because that's the emotional spot on the chart. A little marijuana's got some volume. Had a huge break, came back, huge lower high. So whenever things break out, you always get that second bounce, but then it kind of fizzles out and it consolidates for months, you know. But that being said, it broke that 34 on a monthly very hard and fast. Came back into support, broke it one more time. Now it's coming all the way back into support. So what's going to happen? That is a bullish retracement. So it's going to gather its legs. It might take a while. It could dip under here. But looks like you got a little U coming. Still below resistance. Still below resistance. ABX, one of the big hitters. Barrick Gold. Monthly had a breakout on the weekly chart, came back into support. Hit support on the dime. Monthly, you got a breakout and then a retrace all the way back into support. The retrace all the way back into support makes a inverted hammer on the monthly. You got a little churn off of support coming in. Nice J curve coming in. This one looks very healthy. Buy into support, sell in resistance. Where's the resistance? Where is the resistance? We got 1950 to start off with. Let's call it 19 instead. We got balance here. Get above 19. Gather its legs one more time. Try for a nice flat top break here. Breaking into previous lows. Into the next range. And then that monthly chart will have another flat top break. I don't understand. I think that no one knows what in the heck is going to happen when we get a flat top break on these monthly charts. I don't think anybody can just see what's going to happen here. It's going to take, it could happen tomorrow, but the thing's rigged, so they're going to hold this thing down as much as possible, print as much open interest as they can, dilute it, bury it. I know the miners want higher prices, but the paper money junkies are printing non-stop. And there's a lot of naked shorting going on too. So purposely holding miners down, I do believe. But that looks really healthy. The bullish retracement across the 34 into support. Now we're going to come out of that and break out. It's going to be huge. Everyone's going to love it. Everyone's going to love it. Keep losing my internet. AG. Let's see. We talked to AG this afternoon. We are getting a little churn here. But we did get above the 8, smacked the 13, came back into the 8. So now we got a tight pinch on the half-day chart. I got resistance all the way up. Oop. I got resistance all the way up. I got previous lows, right? Previous lows, previous lows, previous lows, previous lows, previous lows, previous lows. I'd like to get up to this previous low here. More likely to that one, I guess. But silver AG, First Majestic moving $1.50 in a day. I don't see a problem with that at all. Why not? GFI. I got a 2-bar reversal on the weekly so far. Bullish Rami forming on there. I got this sharp little channel, right? So I got 2 whipsaws. I got opposing points. hard to make it out. There we go. That looks better. That's not what I wanted. Never mind. I just wanted to duplicate it. Anyways, I got a sharp channel here. Trade outside the channel. Intraday chart. Looks bullish coming off of the bottom here. Let's see if it has enough gusto to get through it instead of bumping into it and falling over. I got a 2-bar pattern so far on the weekly. It's likely to carry. I got lower highs, higher lows. OBV needs a lot of help on GFI. OBV, just so you know, I want to be above 0 on a weekly. Otherwise, I'm just looking for breakouts. I want to, on the weekly chart, I want to be my OBV. I want to be above 0. That's positive OBV when it's above 0. Otherwise, I'm just using it for positive volume indicators on the short term. So be careful with GFI. It looks like they're just, honestly, just dumping it. They're diluting it, it seems like. I got higher lows here, but this has crossed the 34 back into resistance, and now it's testing the lows. That looks like a bearish retracement. So be careful on GFI. OBV was your first clue, and then you got long-term charts. That's a bearish retracement and then a rejection. So watch for previous low breaks as it's going to take another leg down. And that is a higher low. But longer term chart says that's a bearish retracement coming, and momentum is to the downside. So we'll see. Can it break above? If it breaks above, it changes everything. Still a bullish Harami coming in. GG's very, very excited about this, but it kind of hit resistance and backed off a little bit. Now it's back into support. We've got this little doji. Well, more of a hammer, but little doji. Right at support. Let's see if this fills the gap and carries on. Looks like it's going to fill the gap. Looking at the intraday, it's got that nice J curve, little pop. I got resistance at previous lows. I got gaps everywhere though too, so I got resistance, 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 resistance all the way up. Be careful with that. The monthly chart, I got 2 opposing points. Now it's trying to get over resistance, right? Hit the downward trend line. It's still in the pattern. Is this going to come down into support down here? Or are we going to get a churn at support up here? Above previous lows? We'll have to see. But it looks positive on the intraday chart. So plus the tide might lift all boats, and this might be carried with it. HMY, I'm not liking that monthly. It's like stretched it beyond belief. I do have higher lows, but it looks like a rejection. We'll see. Support has to hold. I got a little churn on the intraday. Nice hammer closing the week. Again, the higher lows. Let's get this back above previous highs. Into previous lows. I got resistance in and around previous lows. So weekly's got a pattern. Monthly's got a pattern. It looks like it's making a bottom on the daily, half-day chart. MUX, these are the ones with the volume. Coming out from a bottom here. Nothing to see yet for the most part. Other than the fact that it's a double bottom, this continues. Looks like intraday is coming off of oversold. It's got a little pop on the OBV. Again, a little dilution at the end of the day, it seems like. I don't know what's going on. A little after hour shenanigans. BTG. BTG, I got a lower highs. It's got to hold support. I was really liking that chart for a nice flat top break, but it got smothered. Smothered. Looks like a little churn on the intraday, but you are at support. But for me, I think I need to get back above previous lows because it's real tight on this break. I'd want to be up here to know it's consolidating. That way I know that I'm close to the breakout here. But it is at support. Support's got to hold. And so far for the week, I don't know what to make of that little 3-bar pattern, so not yet anyways. HL, a gap down. Ugh, that's ugly. Maybe a gap down into support. A little churn on the intraday. I smacked that one silly, didn't I? Damn, I didn't see that. Gap below resistance. Look for a bearish retracement if you're in it. Look for a bearish retracement back into resistance. Monthly is holding a double bottom. So maybe it's just gap down to make that double bottom, just to stretch it and kill everyone's position. I got a churn on the intraday. That's the only hope for it right now. Support has got to hold, and it's got to get above previous lows. Damn, they knocked that one back. GLD. I'm not a fan of the comics tickers, just because they're more diluted than anything, it seems like. But I got higher lows on the weekly. Yeah, we need to get, we're at resistance right now. It could get rejected at any moment. But nice bullish retracement coming out of the bottom. This one's going to have a nice flat top break when the time comes. Right? Can you see it? Can you see it? PVG. Hit resistance. Going to do a little sideways action, little dance above the 34. Consolidate, gather its legs, and move across. Looks like we got just a tiny bit of churn here. And a little manipulation at the end of the day again. Wham bam, thank you, man. Thanks for coming. PVG's got to hold support, otherwise it's going to come all the way back in. Coming off of an oversold situation. Overbought situation, breaking down. I think this one's going to take another leg down. At least that's what the OBV is churned out to be, and it's coming off of a oversold. It's got a little bounce in it. Nice bullish retracement. Hit resistance, backed off. It's still bullish, but is this the bottom? It could come all the way back in still. So be careful on that one. AGI. It's got to hold support. Got to hold support. Looking for gold and silver to lift all boats. This despair. It's just hug. All these are hugging support. It sucks. NEM. Looks like they gapped that one down too. I got a double bottom here, slightly higher. And then if that's the churn, I got a higher. It looks like a pretty nice consolidation. So let's get back on the stair climber. Hit previous lows, previous lows, previous lows. Let's get it back above into previous lows. Maybe get a rejection above the 34. Got a nice formation forming. What do you call that? Just a channel, I guess. Channel bottom. Let's break into previous lows. I'm thinking of a rounded bottom, but I don't see that. It is kind of rounded, but it's real flat. Flat, rounded butt. XME. XME is coming back into support on the monthly. Damn. My internet's off again, that's why. Damn it. Stupid thing. Give it a clue. Give it a clue. Let's see what I'm missing here. There we go. That wasn't gaps. That was the missing information. Got a sharp decline here. It looks like a bounce is forming. But looks a pretty big rejection over here on the monthly. Be careful with this one. I don't think it's ready. It is at support though. So look for a churn. For me, I would want to get above previous lows to have some support. EGO. Still working that pattern. This is going to be a nice break when this happens, but so far they're just bringing it up and taking it all the way back in. So we have to stay above support lines. It has to build. It looks like we got a little churn going in on the intraday. This common theme today. A little churn on the intraday. Besides the fact that JNUG just took off on us. So SLV came all the way back into support. So the comics came all the way, came into resistance, came into support, broke through resistance, came back into support, broke through support, came back above support, it's at support now. For me, I'm looking at a flat top break at 17.5. Make sure that support holds. NAK. Did we find a bottom? That is very slight, very tight. Is that going to make a bottom? It's getting real close. It's either going to pop or break down. The pattern has to make a decision. And I got all these lines in here. Confusing everybody. No reversal bar. Looks like I got an A, B bottom, and an accumulation right here. A, B, and then the accumulation. I think it's going to pop on the upside. Hip hip hooray. That'll get us back above the resistance on the weekly. Little whipsaw back from the previous range back above into the next pattern. So maybe we can start climbing on this bad boy. Once it breaks down, it takes forever, but we got a little churn. Got a little churn. Plus the monthly, I mean, such a beautiful chart, that J curve. Right, the J curve pop, came back into support pop, made a double top at 35, came all the way back into previous breaks. Hello? Anybody watching? That's how they do it. They break it, bring it all the way back in. Find to support. And then you can get that confirmation on that bottom right here. I got previous lows at 2. Okay. The first break above previous lows is usually the easy one. But watch for a break into resistance, gather its legs, and then try again. But once it breaks 150 or so, you get support from these previous lows. Get back into the 2 range, and then we'll talk. See where we go from there. See what kind of candles we make on the longer term charts. GSV, still working the high volume charts. I got pretty steep incline here, flat top break. Let's see if it'll squeeze on the upside. It looks like on the weekly it's starting to churn that way. Held support. All you need is 2 lines, 2 opposing points to make a trend line. We got a pattern forming. It's inside the pattern. It's coming from a bottom. 3 is the break. You are at support. Tahoe. Oh, Tahoe got demolished. Damn. Come on, Tahoe. Sometime this week. I got a double bottom. Nothing on the intraday. So this one's a wait and let's see. Is this thing going to break down? That would be horrible if that broke down. I love Tahoe. Watch for previous low breaks. It's already broken a good chunk. Here. Got last lines of support right here. Damn. That doesn't look healthy at all. Be careful on Tahoe. Look at the OBV, just took a dump. Wow. What happened? Took a dump. All the way, gonna break into the positive territory all the way down. That is all negative volume. That doesn't look good. Watch for previous low breaks. EXK. Got a little back and forth there. Coming from an oversold situation. There. Got a 2-bar reversal here. Hammer, single bar reversal there. Damn. Breaking in the previous lows. Right? There's previous lows right there. That previous low. I got previous lows. Up in here. Little range. I can just say 2 opposing points and go like that. Broke previous 34 here. Came in as support once. Broke. Came into support twice. Now it's bouncing. Flirting with disaster. EXK silver. I don't know, just bombed this one, didn't they? Let's get back into previous lows. Nice 2-bar pattern so far. Weekly close to hammer. Let's continue on to the upside. Keep a watch on that weekly hammer close last week. AKG. Nice hammer last week. This one's popping above. Getting into previous lows. Nice hammer. Nice hammer on the monthly. And it looks like the intraday is churning. It's above the 8, above the 13. We've got the cross of the 8. Looks like we've got a steady trend line going. Let's get it back above into previous lows. There you go. You got a pattern right here. So look for a bust, maybe a back and forth pop. GPL. Got a double top working. And that was fairly recent too. Look for, I got a double top now on the intraday, so look for prices to come back in as it got rejected on the previous high break. We got a double top, now it got rejected, we got a lower high, confirming. Look for lower prices on GPL. It's got to hold support. It looks like a nice churn on the weekly. Watch for that flat top break on GPL. I mean, that's going to be sweet. It's got some work to do, but it looks great. Not too far off. Not too far off indeed. Nice monthly chart. I like that. Break that double top. Hey, you. I got, came down in support, got bombed on that right shoulder's coming in. Let's make sure we cover this gap and run back in. Otherwise, we're doomed. It's a pretty common theme on these too. It's a big gap down. It's got a lot of recovery. Looks like the bounce is pretty good so far. I'm not so excited about this one, but it does have to fill that gap, and it looks like the intraday is going to try and let it. CDE, Cordeline, nice little churn coming out of oversold. Looks like for the volume pop. CDE, monthly, popped, came all the way back into support. Let's get back above previous highs and start our stair-stepping routine into previous lows. It's got a lot of work to do. The intraday looks positive. Looks might get a little pop out of this, but will it continue, or will it need to consolidate? NG looks like a weekly bullish piercing pattern forming as it opened down and closed in. We've got a whole week to get it back above 50% of the previous candle, which is that little meeting line right there, huh? Looks bullish. Might need to consolidate on the intraday a little bit. Look for volume breaks. I got a little pop here and there. Let's make that chart bigger. There we go. I think that's better. There we go. filled the gap, closed above the gap. Now we can see if we can get higher. Coming off a double bottom. NG looks good. Bullish retracement, or a bullish piercing pattern forming on the weekly. See how that week ends up. SSRI. Nice bullish retracement coming out. It's got to recover here. It looks like a double back is forming. Got a V bottom, double back. Got the opposing points in. Pattern is formed. Inside that pattern, trade it out. Trade outside that pattern. Maybe into support, or maybe you're shorting it. Short into resistance, you know. But you got a little pattern that's going to pop. Not sure when it's going to pop. It looks pretty nice. Pretty healthy bullish retracement above the 34 there. TRQ. Flat top break coming on TRQ. Going to be patient for this one. That looks rather nice. Nice, very, very tight. And it's got volume. Look for a flat top break. Looks like we've got a double bottom forming on the intraday. Support's got a hold. Coming out of an oversold situation. And you can see over here it's not done coming into the oversold area. So look for a churn. Otherwise, this might drop into oversold area for a while. That could be very well bearish. And on the intraday, make just another leg down. Maybe a spike down. The monthly looks rather bullish. We'll see how this turns out. I think that I was watching it and it hasn't covered yet. I'm looking for a double bottom churn. This is my revenge trade and it sucks. I need to get out of this thing because it's just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I thought I had a good chance to make a run here, and it didn't do squat. So, still in that bullish U, but it keeps coming back into support, gathering its legs. Look how positive that OBV is. It is a monster. So I'm surprised that this is even, or hasn't moved yet. I mean, the OBV is obviously really sharp. So, I don't know. CCJs, here's a uranium. Got higher lows. It's got to hold the pattern. Intraday chart looks good. Just got to hold support. The price is in a pinch. You can see that. Weekly is not. It's in the middle of the range, so let's trade outside that. It's a nice little chart pattern right there in the squeeze. Price is in the pinch. It's in the pinch, man. This is where you want to pay attention to stocks because this is where they break violently. Trade outside the pattern. GSS. Where is it? Come on. GSS looks like we got a little rejection going on, but intraday had a little higher low action. Popped above the 8 and 13. Hit previous lows, right? hit previous lows, maybe come back into support, gather its legs, make an opposing point on that trend line. Then we have a pattern. I got higher lows again. I got a little turn on the intraday again. I got a bullish retracement back into support on SLW, Silver Wheaton. Sand. I got a double back off of support. I got a little push up on the monthly, holding support on the monthly. I got a little intraday chart breakout. Broke previous highs. Let's see if it can, what happens when it gets into previous lows. And hopefully it'll break. It's at resistance right now. Weekly is so far for the week looks like a bounce and maybe an encompassing pattern. So let's keep a watch on that. FSM. Came all the way back into support. Support's got a hold. Got a little intraday pop back into resistance. Right? Let's break it back above here. Consolidate up in this area. Looks like the weekly's got that whipsaw. Another one of those whipsaws. It needs to break back inside the pattern. Let's see. PPP. Oh, that one broke down. PPP's in the dumps. It's got a monthly chart that is really just not worth watching. The intraday is the only thing that has a little perk. We got a 3-bar pattern working, coming off a very oversold situation. That could be a bottom. It could, but it's not something that I would dive into unless you're a bottom feeder. That might be a bearish retracement on the weekly. Well, I would recommend not playing this one unless you held tight stops, because even on the intraday it's oversold. Overbought. I don't know why I confuse myself with overbought, oversold situations. Looking for a flat top break on Klondex. Got a little churn. Excuse me. Came out of oversold situation. A little movement on the OBV. Nice volume. Looks like people are watching this for a bottom and they grabbed it. You can see the nice positive volume on that. That one's something to watch. You gotta follow volume. And that one has that secret touch. It's a little breakout on the volume on the bottom here. Watch the weekly OBV. Now notice this is negative OBV, right? It's negative because it's below 0. But look at that base. Once prices start to move on the upside, you would be amazed at how fast that positive volume indicator will move and break out. So watch for that. I like the way this volume is coming in on the intraday. I like the flat top break, very shallow dips, a break into a high, down into support, break into the previous high, came back into support. Now we got a higher low confirmed, as this is going to break to the upside. Watch for that flat top break. Price is coming into a real tight pinch on the monthly chart. PASS. Looks like a double top. It's got a hold. Got a little churn on the intraday. Double top. Again. Support's got a hold. Otherwise, it could come all the way back into support and test the ultimate support lines. PAAS. SBGL. That looks like a higher low forming there. Churning on the intraday. Looks like a bearish retracement on the monthly. That looks like a bearish retracement that's rejected. Oh no. That doesn't feel good on this one. Needs a violent return on the upside. Just might get it. If we can get gold and silver to lift all tides, or all boats in that rising tide. BBL got rejected by the 34 on the monthly. This is likely to break down. Got rejected on the monthly chart. Got rejected. We'll see how the 60-day adds up, but that's a 2-bar monthly pattern that's confirmed on the downside so far for this month. So we either need a violent return to break previous highs. Price is in the pinch. It's a solar one. I think I put this in the watch list because of the monthly chart, but I don't see anything on it yet. Anything can happen. It broke down since I started watching it. AEM, bullish retracement back into support, testing the lines of support one more time. Price is in a pattern. We got opposing points now. Very, very nice. Now we can get somewhere. I sold lithium to buy my revenge trade, and it is building very nicely. All it needs to do is break. That's what I was waiting for the whole time. But it's building very, very nicely. Look how the higher lows are coming into resistance. It's either going to get rejected, but it looks like it's building. Look at the OBV, positive. OBV, positive. Positive, 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 positive. Don't pay attention to the lines because obviously this is a newer chart and those lines are all mixed up. But that being said, watch the 6 break into 8. Watch that flat top break at 8. That'll get us to the top of this in and around 15. That'd be a pretty nice move for lithium, and it is very tight in that range. I might have to forget my revenge trade and get back into my original mode. Yep, that looks very bullish, lithium. Keep that on the watch. I got a consolidation over the 34. Over the 34, back into the 34, made a lower high. I got higher lows. It's in the pinch. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Goro, higher lows. Nice churn here. My internet's catching up sooner or later. Goro's in that price pinch as well. Look for previous low breaks though, as not sure if that support line's got enough support on the weekly chart. We're below the 34. You can call that a double bottom, higher low, but that's only if we can get the intraday back across and gain into momentum. Watch for a rejection on the 34. It's got to break that spot. Break into previous lows, break into previous lows. And to save the weekly and the monthly, it's going to break out one of these days. UEC, another uranium. Nice double bottom on the intraday. Nice. I got previous lows, previous highs, opposing point here. What is that? Resistance at 145. Nice bullish retracement back into support. Nice little indication that that might be support here on the monthly chart. So it broke out, came all the way back into support. Look at that. I remember I was watching this too. I was going to take it to the high side. I got the double top. Luckily, I didn't hold this one. So, looks pretty healthy now. So anything over or anything under 1 million shares traded, I don't have time to get to. But let's just take a gander at the percentage gainers. We went through all the ones in the percentage gainers, so those are the ones to watch. Lithium, we found that one. There we go. There we go. All right, so I'm going to cut it short there. Let us see real quick. Hang on a sec. So just the end of session here. Gold, so far, we wanted it to get above into this next pattern. So far, rejected. So far. And looks like silver's having a hard time too. Yep, silver's having a hard time. I'm going to go ahead and get out so I don't lose everything. Those are just paper trades anyways. It's hugging support on silver, but gold looks like it's not actually. Silver and gold look like they're being rejected on the 60-minute. So we're not going to break into previous patterns. We're going to make sure we hold support on the patterns below. Oop. So there we go. We got to hold support. Let's hold support and gain. Let's see what the dollar's doing at the end here. Looks like the hourly is building for the dollar. It's getting above support line. It's got a nice U over support. Looks like a flat dot break's coming. That doesn't spell good news for gold and silver. I got previous lows at 101.75. So all the boats might not be lifted tomorrow, but it's coming. It's getting sooner and sooner and sooner as time goes by. So I'll see you guys. Please donate if you can. I got a little PayPal donation button at the top of my channel. Please like, share, and comment. Let me know what's going on out there. I'll see you.